The title of this piece is Changes. Well, we know for a fact that change is constant. We hear that all the time. And many of us who have experienced changes over time know that many of the changes make our lives so much easier and, of course, enjoyable. I must say, however, that not all change is good, but I'll come to that in another piece. I always insist that good conduct, respect for elders, and kindness should remain as constant as the northern star. Now, when I was a youngster, boy, I had to plow through books to seek knowledge, and sometimes books were difficult to find. I could not Google. I didn't know the word Google to find an answer. Boy, nowadays, let me tell you that. Someone in a social gathering might ask a tough question and offer a prize to the person who comes up with the correct answer first. Right away, Mr. Wise Guy in the back, he Googled the answer and he wins a prize. Boy, back then we had to beat our brains. We could not contact Mr. Google to get the answer and win the prize. Yes, we had to beat our brains, study hard, pick out things from books. There was no such thing as asking someone, what is your Wi-Fi password? You could not block or unfriend anyone on social media. And you could not lie and tell your wife you were in church when a video would show you winding up on somebody in a party. They're catching you these days, boy. Scammers could not hack you and steal your money back then. Take all your money in the bank. Forget selfie. There was no such thing as taking a selfie. In fact, some of us youngsters, we were so poor as cockroaches. Poor as cockroach. We could not even own a camera. We had to go to people like the famed photographer, Mr. Sylvester. Who remembers Mr. Sylvester? To get our pictures taken. We did not have to go crazy looking for a charger for a phone. There was no such thing as a Fitbit watch on our hands to tell us how many miles we walked. Boy, these days, we know when hurricane coming because the forecasters telling us exactly where the hurricane going. Back then, during Janet time, many were caught off guard. That's Hurricane Janet. And some knew when it was too late. So yes, changes. Many changes are good. A 10-year-old back then could not ask his mother for a laptop. Nobody would know what the hell a laptop was. And as far as email was concerned, there was no such thing back then. And we could not download anything. No Facebook or Instagram. And when you be bad in school, it's a flogging you get in. Now you have a lot of social workers telling you, no, you can't flog anybody. That's no good. You could not ask back then, when I was growing up, where is the nearest ATM? And you could not buy anything on Amazon. Now, get this. Today we see people with their phone, but we're not seeing the phone, but we see them on the street and they're talking. If you put that back in time, go back and imagine somebody walking and talking, and you can't see a phone, you can't see anybody that they are talking to. It was straight in the crazy house. We used to call it the crazy house. These days we are politically correct. So the house you put them in not in the crazy house, for the mentally challenged. That's what we say. Back then, people said crazy house and lunatic asylum and all that stuff. So that's one of the changes. We are politically correct today. So yes, changes. Many of them are good. But I'm telling you this, boy, we learn the hard way. Now to the politicians, you have to keep up. I always say that I came through all these periods, the various periods, and people were wearing bell-bottom pants, afro, hairstyle, come right up to the time when I had to know computers to keep my job. I had to adapt to the changes. So when you go in a sitting and you want to read something, don't go with a crumpy piece of paper. The people today will laugh at you. You have to keep up with the changes that make things look normal in today's society. Anthony Wendell de Riggs. God bless.